Hello, welcome, Whale family, to another episode of Artist Fireside Chat. I'm your hostess, Heather Hertz, and I'm really excited to be here today with Rukmunal Hakim. He is an incredible artist from Indonesia, and I'm really happy to have him here and talk about his work. He's done some pretty amazing stuff if you've seen on Twitter. And he's on Foundation, Known Origin, which he's done a recent drop on. So we're going to talk about all of that today. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I wanted to ask, how did you initially get into the crypto art world?
Oh, okay. I think that we're back to March 2021. It's still new. I think it's been 6 months. I think by now. March the first time I hear about NFT because the Clubhouse. So I think I found out some of my favorite artists just hanging around in the NFT room in Clubhouse. So I'm getting curious and I start to join them. And the first time is very weird thing, but I'm learn about it. And I think a half month from that, I think in April, start my first minting. Yeah, on OpenSea.
Oh yeah, and was this the Bird of Coin project?
Oh no, yang rebah bangun karena terinjak is my very first online solo exhibition.
Oh.
So I think I'm gonna
hold on. Do you have the link for that? Oh, I don't know why I only have the one up for this specific collection, but I do want to talk about that collection too, eventually. So your first minting was in April, and you found out about NFTs on Clubhouse. Which Clubhouse chat were you in?
Oh man, I forgot.
You don't remember?
The last time I'm in Clubhouse, maybe 3 months ago. Since I mean, when I know Twitter is, I don't go to Clubhouse anymore. I mean, everything in Twitter, right? So
it seems Discord. It seems like it was a really big deal, and then all of a sudden nobody was really on. At least nobody was talking about NFTs anymore, really, on on Clubhouse. You know, it's not really that. Okay. So this was your first.
My very first. Wow. So I make a series for my solo exhibition.
Wow.
So I planning a series of my solo exhibition from 3 years ago. 2020 should be my another solo exhibition, but I'm canceled because the COVID and everything.
Right.
And in this year, I think I found a new concept about online and NFT. So I decided to create my solo exhibition. So I release my works, my genesis as an exhibition.
Oh wow! So this was all supposed to be in an actual gallery, but because of COVID.
Oh no, it's totally online. I'm using my website at that time as a landing page, and after that there is call to action to OpenSea. So it make my audience from non-NFT can still enjoy the exhibition, and when they curious about the NFT, they just click the button and they directly into the OpenSea. So
OpenSea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, so that's a really good way to keep things familiar to people who don't really know too much. And I'm looking at the sale price on this piece, 11.33 Ethereum. That's amazing.
I think that is a secondary list.
Wow.
For the artwork.
Wow, but that's still very good for you, you know.
Yeah.
But That's amazing.
This exhibition is really big deal for me because the concept is new, the audience is definitely new, the collector of course new. So I'm quite nervous at that time. I think like for 2 weeks, I have difficulty to sleep and eating just to thinking about the exhibition and everything. So but
I'm
luckily
sure
everything is goes well.
Yeah, it looks like it did. These are beautiful, touching
Thank
pieces.
you so much.
Yeah, I love this. How would you compare? Because I see that you have a lot of experience as a traditional artist, being exhibited all over the world. You've had shows in the Netherlands and Indonesia, in Japan. How would you compare the experience as an artist in this new crypto art world versus the traditional gallery world?
Oh, okay. I think the difference is only the platform probably and the audience. I mean, I'm a self-taught artist. I do not have any art background, education art background. So mostly when I do my exhibition, I'm doing with myself. Go to some independent gallery and basically do it with myself. And when I'm doing exhibition online and put in also an NFT, so it's not really different. But right now, it's really amazing that I can meet the collector and the audience also new. That's make me very nervous because I don't know what they thinking about the artworks, and this is more global, right? I mean, like everyone in worldwide can see the artworks.
Yeah.
From NFT, I used to, I mean, like have exhibition in Indonesia for specifically in Jakarta, so it's very small circle compared to when I jump into NFT, it's become a global and worldwide.
Yeah.
So the pressure is if even if I'm not meet with the audience, it still have a big pressure because when I do exhibition in physical, I think when the opening day I can hide in some corner just if I'm too nervous. But right now, it's different. But I think NFT is pushed me to become a more have a better way to communicate my works to my audience. I think this interview is also new for me, but it's fun. I think I'm learning something new as an artist, and it's good for me.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you came and spoke with us today. Thank you for your time, because it's really beneficial for our community to hear about different artists' experience. We have all kinds of people coming into this whole world, all different types of creators, and everybody can learn from everybody. I feel like being in this space, it's more collaborative between artists too. But you're right.
The sense. Oh yeah, I think the sense of the community is also new.
Oh yeah, it doesn't feel like that in the traditional art world as much. No, it's like you just
sometimes you
do your work and or you're in your own little group of friends, but that's about it as artists. But it feels like now you have artist friends all over the world, and even if they're doing similar artwork to you, like if they use the same medium as you, it's still okay for you to share each other's work and congratulate each other. It seems like there's more camaraderie here between artists and between collectors, the artists and the collectors.
Yeah, I think cool. the fun part is I met again with in online with Trevor Jones. I mean, my very first time exhibition in overseas is the exhibition that created by Trevor for the charity in Edinburgh. So I sent I think like my fourth drawing to Edinburgh and get exhibit in the and get display on the exhibition. So
So
there
cool.
is, I think like back to 2011. That is
Wow.
my very first time know Trevor Jones. And right
Wow.
now in NFT, I think like Trevor is a really big name, man. He
Yeah.
become my
We interviewed him twice this week.
yeah,
We're interviewing him this week. Yeah,
and
that's so funny.
Trevor has become my very first collector for my artwork in NFT. So and since then he really supportive and supporting
Oh,
and it's really weird, but it's also great because after years I met again with Trevor and he become my collector and also
your
friend.
first
So
collector.
it's great. Yes, my
That's
first
so
collector.
cool. That's so cool. What a small world. And he's
Yeah.
amazing too.
Yes,
Um,
of course.
yeah, and what I have on your screen actually, speaking of amazing, you did this most recent project with Goodnight Electric,
Yes.
and you collaborated and you were listening to their music. I'm not sure if people will be able to hear my desktop sound when I play it, but you'll at least be able to see the animation. But I'm going to share the link in stream text here, and I highly recommend you check it out. But yeah, these are some beautiful pieces. Can you talk about how you started this collaboration with Goodnight
Okay.
Electric?
Goodnight Electric is one of the band from Jakarta. They're well-known band from Jakarta. And I think I met one of the members, Henry, like 3 years ago, and for this collaboration, I'm thinking about to create networks that have audio in it. So it's because most of my artwork is 2D flat, right? And I think I want to experiment. What if there is an audio? What if there is an animation in it? So I contact Henry like 2 months ago, talking about NFT and stuff. And as a musician, he really have interest with NFT. So the conversation it's become much easier because he also know the concept of NFT and he
Oh,
already doing some experiment with the platform. So from there, because the timeline, he they band is in the middle of production for new album, so we decided to I choose one of his song, their song from the latest album Hysteria in 2020. The song is Labu. What is called in English? Yeah, Labu
I
is
don't know.
just like. I'm sorry.
I wish I could speak every language. I really do. So I could just understand.
Wait, I use Google Translate here.
Good. Thank goodness for Google Translate. I use it so much.
Labu is like anchor when a ship.
Oh yes, an anchor. When they
they come
they need to
into
stop in the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the concept of Labu itself is why I choose the song is because the concept is it's about with something new, something that really different with with your world, but you feel the positivity about meeting something new. So I think that remind me about what I'm feeling, what I feel when I jump into an NFT world. So I think that song is like a perfect song for the artworks and how, because I'm still new, right, in NFT, so I still want to create the network that have story about how I feeling, how I feel about this new world. So I choose Labu, and I'm doing my visual exploration from the songs and come up with one big artwork. Like in here is circle, but I separate the visual into another different three parts. So I choose to explore the how I feel when I meet with this new world. So I'm focused on these three main emotion like fear, expectation, and hope. So it's when you hear NFT, sometimes honestly, I feel like some like fear because that is something that I'm not understand and very new. But once I get understand, the fear is become the expectation. The expectation is also complicated thing. It can be very high, and at one point it will crush you to the ground. So how you keep your expectation? Because when you jump into the NFT in March and April, your expectation is very high, right? People must be buy my artwork. It must. If expectation is that high, so when we can maintain our expectation in a good level, I think hope is the next what I feel. I mean, like I really hope if this technology become our future, and I really hope that I'm here for the long time. So that's the three big emotion that I feel, and that combined in one become a circle, become a full circle about the whole emotion that I feel about this NFT world, about this something new in my mind. So after the visual and audio is done, that come the part of animation. I'm collaborating with Rimbawan Grilia. He's also one of the artists who create an artwork in here in NFT world. So I met with Rimbawan. I'm talking about the idea, and I think the animation will perfect the visual, audio visual, and I think the process is really smooth and really easy. I mean, like we just doing video call or by WhatsApp and something like that, and we give each other a freedom to explore the visuals and explore the idea. So and the final artworks.
So it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a. I really identify with those emotions too, like having this hope and expectation, and a little bit of fear and of the unknown and this new thing. And it took me a while to mint my first NFT as an artist too, because I was like, why would I do that? It's just can't someone just download the JPEG? Like, what's the difference? Yes. So yeah, I understand. And then just like hoping that people will see you and notice you.
That feeling.
Yeah. And I that comes through in these pieces too. I also was reading your bio on your website, and as I'm looking at the colors that you use, I was really surprised to learn that you grew up you're colorblind. So a lot of your works originally were in monochromatic colors, but you've branched out into color, and it's really beautiful. So I was so shocked to learn that you were colorblind. What eventually made you feel like, okay, I'm just gonna use color? I'm not afraid anymore?
Yeah, I think from my almost right now is almost 12 years as my career in I become a full-time artist.
Mm,
Uh, Color is always avoided. I mean, like until like the last 4 years, I'm start to learn about color, and
mm,
I think I'm one of the artists in Indonesia. He teach me watercolor, and he knew about my colorblind condition,
mm,
and he pushed me to use color, but
mm.
in very what you call it, like more me, more myself ways. It's
Yeah.
like just focus on how you feel about the mood. You want to feel it warm, or you want to feel it cold. Just focus on that. Or you
Hmm.
want to both that warm and in
And
the
cool.
middle. So mostly my color technique is, but not uh, not thinking about realism, but more what I feel about the
Hmm.
color, about the story,
Yeah.
and about the artworks. So uh, after watercolor, and um, I learned color from in my iPad Pro, Procreate. It's make it more easier. Um,
Mm,
Not easier, but it's helped me a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, uh, until now, I'm still not confident with my colors. It's always become my fear. I think I'm always asking my wife
Oh,
when I create one artwork, just like, this is colored white, or this is
I
good, or
like.
this is not. So
I think
it's still like that.
I love your color palette and your choices. They're different, and I think because of your condition, that's why it's different. But they're so. I think it's beautiful. Um,
Thank you.
it's unexpected and it's beautiful. It makes it different. So um, I'm glad that your friend helped you branch out into color because your monochromatic stuff is amazing too. But it's cool to see how you see, you know, and that you use
Yeah,
color for mood and not realism. It's for the concept more than uh, being
yeah.
realistic. Something, yeah. Um, oh, I feel like I resonate with this piece. I understand this
I
feeling
mean,
like
like when you see the color palette is really basic.
mhm,
I'm just combine like maybe 4 or 5 primary color, or
mhm,
primary color, and that's it. Um, but yeah, a good thing for me learning color
mhm.
before, because I'm really scared with color. So I mostly
Yeah.
focus on monochromatic, and that is why I'm right now. I think monochromatic is have a big part of my journey, my artistic journey. So I put all my monochromatic on my foundation. So you will find mostly monochromatic in there.
Mm.
For color, my non-origin, so I'm separate
Oh,
them.
I
So
noticed.
people can understand and enjoy both side of my works.
Mm. Yeah, I love these. Um, Hold on, I just want to go back and show all of them. This was on the event poster for everybody. Um,
Yes.
yeah, it's just incredible. And you're completely self-taught. You didn't go to art school or
Yeah.
anything.
I'm start learning drawing when I'm in my 25. I believe 20 when I'm 25 years old. I'm start to learn to drawing from scratch. Before that,
What?
I'm working in a different. I mean, like outside the creative jobs is a lot of lot of job. And in my 25, I have decided to learn to drawing because I used to drawing when I'm like little, and one day I think when I'm drawing, I just feel like I'm I feel like I'm talking with myself, and that's like something good for me, um, and I'm enjoy the process, even though that years later the process is really stressful. But at that time, I
Yeah.
really enjoy the process of drawing, and I decided to learn drawing from scratch, and
At 25.
at 35, and I'm really lucky at I mean, like when I'm 26, one of my friend asked me to join with animation studio where she works as a drafter. Like I'm a storyboard artist. My quality of drawing is very bad at that time, and I do not understand why the owner of the animation studio thinking that okay, you're in. I mean, like you become part of the storyboard artist. They have like another three storyboard artists, and I'm joined with the one division is 2D division. I mean, like there is a concept artist and also storyboard artist. So my process of learning it's have a what is called is like have a steroid in the studio animation because I learn every day. I learn from my colleague, and that's why the process is very fast. That's why when I'm 30, I decided to become a full-time artist.
Oh, so you seem so young now. So when you said, "Oh, I learned when I'm 25," I'm like, "Are you 29? Like, what's going on?"
Now.
You're 38. Wow, I can't believe that. So yeah, you were talking about your process and how you're more of a traditional artist. You were obviously a storyboard artist and a drafter. So you working a lot with your hands.
Yeah.
And did you start creating digital art because of NFTs? Was that the first time you started doing that, or prior to that?
I think the first time I start to use learning digital art because the Procreate and iPad Pro. When I was buy my first iPad Pro, like I think like 4 years ago. That's the first time I learned digital. Used to be I know Photoshop, but Photoshop is, I think, for me at that time is really confusing. Even Photoshop for me is confusing, but Procreate is make it simple, right, with their interface and everything.
Oh yeah.
So that's helped me a lot. So after
better.
that, mostly I'm using my digital, and digital works is really help when for my client-based commission. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that so. So you've been using it for a while, and so what was my point? You start with pencil all the time, and then you scan it and bring it into Procreate to digitize it and color it.
Yes. Sometimes I'm just take a picture with my iPad and move it to the Procreate and perfect it the sketch.
That's easy.
Sometimes it's much more easier than scan the words. But I'm still using my sometimes I'm still using pencil for sketch, for an idea, and if I think like I'm still want to create artwork in a big canvas, so I'm not leave traditional at all and move to digital, but I'm still doing traditional.
Yeah, so were you saying that you still like to work on big canvases for traditional work?
Yeah.
Like really large? Oh man, I can imagine your work really big. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Like I could see your work in like a VR. Oh,
Oh,
sorry for
that
interrupting,
that
but I could see
that
this like,
VR, yeah,
yeah,
that's
it
something that
feels
I
like
want
a
to try.
jungle world. I would love to see that. Um, so we have some questions from our Discord. Iliscavia was asking if you prefer working in physical or digital medium.
Um, I think both, but it also is depend on where the artwork, the output for the artworks. Right now, yeah, for the client-based commission, mostly I'm just doing it in digital. But
Mhm.
for my something that for my exhibition, uh, I'm still doing it in traditional, except for the last so exhibition, because the concept is online and the concept is digital, so I'm doing it full digital,
Yeah,
except for the sketch. So I'm
right.
still doing both, because I
Mhm.
enjoy both side of technique.
Yeah, it looks like it's a really long process, but the result is absolutely worth your efforts and time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Um,
there is an aspect in traditional technique that still cannot. I mean, like it's still different when I'm using my iPad and or when I'm doing a mural or big canvas. So yeah.
um, okay, so we have another question. From Spider, they ask, does your art have some Asian influences? It looks like it does, but yeah,
Asian influences.
it's very broad.
Uh, yeah, but I think mostly my reference is from internet,
Mhm.
uh, and it's also like give a lot of reference for my visual, and like I get big reference from Art Nouveau, so mostly from West, uh,
Mm,
and because also
interesting.
from Richie Baker, from James Jean, but from the aspect of culture in Indonesia culture, this is something that I think right now I'm start to digging the reference. I mean the visual. I'm really really curious about our Indonesian visual. How it is different with another Asia, or still same, or yeah, I think the cultural, I think like is maybe 3 years, but before I'm mostly my reference is from West.
Mm,
um, um, yeah, Art Nouveau, Surrealism, Art Deco,
yeah.
and some Western illustrator and artists. So for I cannot. I think the cultural aspect is not really dominant in my works, but
Yeah.
maybe you still still uh, find the little aspect of the Asia
I mean,
in
like maybe I could, because I was when I would look at your work, I see a little bit of like Alphonse Mucha, his style,
yes.
and who I love, and has a lot of the Art Nouveau influence. I see that, but maybe it was like the tiger or something kind of made them think of just the way it's drawn has that sort of influence. Oh, I wanted to talk about. We were going to talk about this piece, um, for the whale community. So,
Oh,
um, did you want to talk about
sorry.
the inspiration
Oh,
for this
yes.
piece?
Okay. The idea
Uh,
is
Hold on, let me share the. I didn't
okay.
realize my screen wasn't sharing dirt, um, so you wouldn't see what I was talking about. Hold on. There we go. So
Okay.
this whale here.
yeah, the idea is I get the idea in my early days in NFT, like in March and April, when I start to learning about NFT and I and the whale concept. I know I'm start to learn about the whale concept and how the whale is become like a big part of NFT and the community. From there, I have an idea about how this uh, big creature uh, uh, playing an important role in the community. It's also happening about in a whale in the real life. A whale is one of biggest factor in development in nature in ocean. So the idea is just so I keep the idea and until when you contact me for this interview and at the moment it's like maybe this is time for me to open the idea
make the
again
idea.
and make the idea into the drawing and into the artwork. So yeah, here it is. Ending like something like for me what I see from whale in NFT, how most I think most of us would put whale in the pedestal, and I'm trying to make this is a two perspective, two side of perspective, from the whale perspective, also from the artist perspective. I think in my early days, I'm really trying to get attention of the whale
from whale shark.
So I hopefully that my artwork gets sold, but I think that's not the point, right? And after I realized, I do some mistake. It's not about it's not all about the sales, but how it's a lot about it is about community, it's about artwork itself, it's about everything. There's a lot of aspect in NFT. So so I think like this is a story about that. I never knew what the whale thinking about. A lot of people trying to get their attention. It's also make me curious. Did they feel sad because people only think, "Hey, buy my works"? Or I do believe they also a human, right? And he she have a feeling about. Should I become a whale?
That's so funny. Because whale shark doesn't want to be, the center of attention. He doesn't want, he doesn't want the community to be centered around him. He wants the community to be centered around the community and art and creating things and building and learning. And so it's interesting how you've portrayed him, and also interesting that he looks a little bit sad, like people only want to talk to him because he can buy their work or help, build them up or something. But it's a really beautiful piece, and and you can interpret it different ways too. So it's good to hear your explanation behind it too. But you can kind of interpret his expression differently. Iliscavia said that when he looks at it, he said, "I'm really digging that piece. It presents whale as like a creator or like Zeus, like the god Zeus."
Yeah.
It does kind of remind me a little bit of oh gosh, what is that piece on the Sistine Chapel with God touching Adam's finger?
Oh yeah.
That Pac did the NFTs of anyway. But yeah, it makes me think of that a little bit too. That's such a cool piece. I'm really glad that you shared it with us. What else? Let me see if we have any other questions from the group. Justin asked, what was the deciding factor for you to start creating digital NFTs after being a hybrid artist? Well, it sounds like you do both, though. It's not
Um,
totally
yeah, I
digital
think
anyway.
the NFT is not the only option. It's another option. So I'm never say that I'm gonna full NFT and forget about the physical works, the traditional gallery exhibition. I think both sides can working together,
Yeah,
and and I think for me that's beauty when both world uh,
can
can
coexist.
combine, can going exist, and the artist itself have more option for them. It used to be the option is only gallery exhibition of for they who not inside the ecosystem, the fine art, the contemporary art ecosystem.
Hmm.
They need to. I remember I used like Instagram to
Hmm.
make people know my artworks and promote my exhibition. But
Hmm.
we all know right
It's
now
hard.
Instagram with the new algorithm is very difficult for a lot of for visual
You
artists
can't.
to yes
You can't.
and
You can. Nobody knows you
and
exist unless you
yeah
sell
and
tea or something.
yeah and somehow NFT give me another option for them. So I think it's best for the artist to make the best from these tools and not leave one word 100%.
Mm.
At least for me. I mean, like, why not all my sales from NFT? I will use it for my exhibition. If
Mhm.
a whole COVID is clear, we can go to exhibition again. I
Yeah.
will use it for my exhibition.
Mhm.
Right now, I have option to fund my creative process without uh, I used to fund my personal works from my client based commission. Right now, I
Mm.
do have another option. I'm not fully 100% from client based commission for funding
Yeah.
my personal works. Right now, I have NFT, and I think the collector is also happy when I can progress as an artist, right? Do my
Mhm.
exhibition, still doing my exhibition, not just full in NFT. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the physical world and NFTs are just there's two different dimensions for artists to put their work and to make money. And I don't think the physical world is going away. I think humans will always want to touch something. They'll always want to have an immersive experience and to connect with other people. So I can't wait for when COVID clears up and we can start really having these immersive, like virtual reality experiences that are combined with a physical space. So it feels like you're in a whole other universe or something.
Yeah,
The possibilities are really endless when you can combine both these worlds. So I don't think I hope it doesn't. I hope that we're not all just like in the movie Ready Player or the book Ready Player One, and we're just on our little VR glasses and we never leave the house. Like I don't want that.
I think we all agree
Yeah.
that NFT and the technology blockchain is the future, and I think we agree with that. But I think the condition is same when the musician shifting from analog to digital streaming,
Digital
but people still buying vinyl, right?
vinyl.
They're still
Hmm.
collecting it,
Of
and
course.
I think the condition is almost same. So I think the challenge is for the artist is how to the both make the both sides work from them.
Mm. Actually, Iliscavia has a good question. Do you have any plans to create a hybrid creation like Damien Hirst's currency project? Did you hear about this?
Um, yeah, I think I'm still learning how to combine both physical and digital and the experience. I think that last year I used AR for my exhibition works, and also my client-based mural works in Google Office here in Jakarta. So I use AR so people can
Wow.
have different. They use iPad, so when they put it to painting, it start become they have another space in there. Or I move my studio into the gallery using the AR. So, but I'm still thinking
That's
how
so cool.
to use it in the NFT environment. So I think the interesting part is this NFT blockchain smart contracts is challenge me to how to do experiment with that kind of aspect. I'm really, I think like uh, I'm more curious with Matt Doc Jones and Pop artworks, how they doing experiment with smart contract, right? And
Yeah.
that's the thing that I want to learn more, and how to how my artwork can be at that level of experiment. So yeah, I think
So that's cool.
the experiment will never stop. I mean, yeah, it will not be. I think I'm not gonna stay only in 2D flat, but
Yeah.
trying to know better.
Yeah. That's cool that you're interested in doing experiments with smart contracts too, and something that you're giving it time to come up with a concept that works with your art that can lend itself to some kind of smart contract experience experiments. I'd be excited to see that. Let me make sure I got all the questions from everybody. This was already at 47 minutes. Iliscavia asks, why continue with physical when digital allows you to add movement and animation? It appears that digital allows you to provide a richer audience experience.
Okay. Interesting question.
Interesting question. Interesting. What's the word?
I think with this condition, when most of us still in my country, we still in stay in
lockdown.
Home, don't yes, and not go to gallery and everything. I'm still curious when I'm combine these two worlds in one artwork. Right now, we a lot have experience in digital side, right? In our home, in our laptop, phone, with this NFT world. But I'm still curious about what if I do my exhibition in gallery, in physical gallery, and combine it with the aspect in NFT. How the audience will see it. Will they become have interest with the NFT or the artworks, or the artwork have a more different story when I combine the two sides. So yeah, that's why I think I'm still have interest to have experiment with my physical works, also with my digital works.
Yeah, so I think, I feel like, I don't know, using both is always, it's like, why not both? They both have good and to make something different, to create a different experience. So I feel like using both traditional and digital is necessary, What else? I think so. Red Girls is asking, what city do you live in Indonesia?
In a suburb area, Bintaro is it maybe like 20 kilometer from Jakarta. So yeah.
Oh, hope that answers your question. I've just seen Indonesia on a map, and it's so big. Like it's
Yes,
so much.
it's so big.
The islands are so wide apart. It's huge. Yeah, I would love to visit all the islands. I've never been to that part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in New York, so it would take a whole day, like 2 days to get there. But when this is all over, I really want to go there. So yeah, I think we've got all the questions in the group. Someone asked, a VR exhibition hall is cool. Will that be something you do in the future? I think so. Why not?
Yeah, I think like I have this idea still keep coming. I'll be like AR when Foundation released the AR and 3D asset. It's really interesting for me. But I'm also curious with a lot of people doing in Hikkenang, because Hikkenang accept a lot of file format, right? So they do it a lot of crazy experiments. So mostly I'm learn from it. But VR, AR, it's still ongoing concept that I'm talks with my some of my colleague here. And yeah, I think maybe in near future probably, or in I don't know, but it will go there eventually.
Yeah. Yes. So that is in the cards. There will be VR experiences with Rukmunal's work, and it's going to be amazing. So do you have anything else that you want to let us know about? Any upcoming drops that we need to be aware of, or anything?
Did I? I think like I'm probably my drop will be in really casual way. Foundation will be more regularly because it's much simpler, like monochromatic. And right now I'm still thinking to create another artwork that different with from previous artworks, and or maybe I know the exhibition concept is still become a big part of my releases. So probably another exhibition in near future. But yeah, right now I think I mostly I'm enjoying the whole craziness in NFT. Like the last 2 days is really crazy. Like the sales about a lot of things. Oh my god! So I'm kind of enjoying.
Good. So it's good stuff happening for you now. So I've just shared Rukmunal's links in our stream text. You can find him on Twitter at r_Hakim, and highly encourage that you follow him and check out more of his work. It was really a pleasure talking with you today, and keep an ear to the ground with everything he's up to. Thank you everybody for watching on Twitch and Periscope. I see you there, and wishing you all a magical day, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.